Hello viewers, Experience Speaks. Viewers, hope you would have seen my first two parts of the review, which were around building the context, and I reviewed the paint, I reviewed the standard accessories, and the steering of Kushaq. In this part 3, you would see, or you would learn, or you would understand my review on transmission, NVH, engine, braking, and fuel efficiency of Kushaq. Now I come to the automatic transmission. The automatic transmission of Skoda Kushaq is perfectly matched to the engine. One cannot even sense the change of gear, which is the beauty of this transmission. The other good part of the gear knob of this transmission is that there is an LED glowing, which shows whether you are in parking mode, you are in reverse mode, you are in neutral mode, or you are in the drive mode. That's a very good feature, which I really appreciate, and I would say that it is simply clever feature of Skoda. The other good thing about this gear knob is that switching from drive mode or the economy mode to the sports mode, that is also pretty seamless. The switching is very easy, and it's on fly. Another observation on transmission and engine: the turbo of the engine kicks in at 1750 RPM as per the specifications. If you are driving until 80 kilometers per hour, the RPM remains at 1500. That means turbo is not kicked in, which means that your engine is in a mode where it is not strained or stressed. As you increase your speed, like I have driven this up to 120 kilometers per hour, the RPM reaches around 2000 or 2200. At this RPM also, like at 120 also, I have enough torque to overtake a vehicle on a highway even at 120 kilometers per hour. I can increase the speed on the fly from 120 to say 130, 140. I don't have to downshift. Even on the 6th gear, it picks up. That's the beauty and safety of this vehicle. I recall my Toyota Innova that was manual transmission, and on 5th gear, it used to be whizzing at almost 2800 RPM. The engine used to whine on those RPMs. Whereas in Kushaq, even at 2200 RPM, the engine is fairly refined. It does not appear to be stressed, or it does not whine. Now I come to the engine, from transmission to the engine. I have 1 liter turbo engine. Trust me, I have driven cars with 2000 cc, 2500 cc, 1600 cc. This 1 liter engine is a marvel. It's a marvel of technology. With such low volume displacements, the kind of torque and power it produces, only technology will do that. Noise, vibration, harshness are least. There is an engine growl if you rev the engine. Many people have shown concerns, but this growl is a symbol of power. Viewers, last but the least, no review of an engine is complete without sharing कितना देती है. This कितना देती है fancy of we Indians. Kushaq, in my run of 3,500 kilometers, has averaged out to 17 kilometers to a liter of petrol. I have been strictly following the recommendation of owner's manual, where it says I should be using 91 to 95 octane fuel. Since 91 is the lowest in the range, and it is no secret that most of the PSU and other retail outlets would have dirty tanks, and the companies may not stick to 91, it could be 89, it could be 88. So as a precaution, as a safety, I have been using only 95 octane from Indian Oil Corporation, because IOCL is the only oil company which is selling 95 octane in India, or rather retailing 95 octane in India. My fuel efficiency solely on highways, something like the Eastern Peripheral Expressway here in Delhi, has been as high as unbelievably 22 kilometers to a liter. But yes, the speed limits have to not exceed 80 kilometers an hour. But yes, on 110, 120, when the engine is revving at 2000, 2200 RPM, the average which I have achieved is almost 17. In Delhi, bumper to bumper traffic, the average is anything between 11 and 12 kilometers to a liter, which is very decent for a petrol engine, and that too turbocharged. Braking is most important part in any car. As far as Kushaq is concerned, technically there are disc brakes in the front wheel and drum brakes in the rear wheel. I have driven this vehicle at very high speeds, although I never required to apply sudden brakes, but still the braking of Kushaq inspires confidence. Whenever it was required, on one or two instances, it responded fairly well. The only irritating part of the brake is the front disc brake, which at times makes noise in case dust gets accumulated on the disc plate, or small stones if they get stuck. Although Skoda claims that the front disc brakes have a wiping function also, I would suggest Skoda to at least make the owners aware as to how to use this wiping function whenever required. I hereby conclude the part 3 of my Kushaq ownership review, in which I have covered the transmission, the engine, its fuel efficiency, braking. I would urge you viewers to subscribe to my channel Saket Kapoor Experience Speaks and get the notification of my continued review in part 4 and part 5, where I am covering the cabin space, the leg room, the head room, the body dimensions of Kushak and its boot space, and my personal experience on getting roadside assistance on Kushak. Don't miss to see these videos. Thank you and goodbye. Happy motoring.